Hey RATBAGGERS, it's Jade today giving you an idea of what to expect with the upcoming hotfix update, or basically bug fix update that should be arriving at some point in the next week. No, it's not going to have the actual big update with, we're presuming, Axel and stuff. The next update that your Xbox or your PC will have will be more fixes. This is all but confirmed by some of the devs in Discord that they've done a bunch this week. Some of them have been a bit risky, hence why it's taken a bit longer. You don't want to necessarily try fixing something quickly and then obviously only put it out and then see that it hasn't fixed. Just like we did have kind of in a lot of the fixes they've already done. Some of them were literally told, yeah, it's fixed, and then no, they weren't. So although it sucks if people are having massive problems with the game still, and there's definitely people that are, at least hopefully this time, it means that these bugs won't reoccur. Of course, the biggest thing going is performance issues, and this is just going to rattle on and on. I hate to say it, people, but Unreal Engine 5 is just shockingly bad. I don't think there's a game out there I've played on Unreal Engine 5 that has good performance. I wish I could say exactly what day the update will come, but as always, I'll be there first to tell you guys exactly what's in the patch notes. But we can get a glimpse, as I said, of what's actually been working on right now. So performance issues, it's top of the thing, they're investigating it, it's going to be ongoing, there's going to be like no real huge fixes. It's just going to be always ongoing. Now, stability, that's the big one for me. That's the one that upsets me the most. If you can't play your game because it crashes all the time. I don't mind the rest of bugs and issues and stuff. It's just not being able to play. So in this next update, they're going 27% improvement in stability. They fix crashes around running away from orc waves, opening the UI, memory leaks that would lead to crashes, and various other crashes. So that is all coming this week. Won't be the end of them, but certainly it hopefully resolve a lot of issues, especially on Xbox. Some people have been complaining about high ping when they are basically living away from each other. It can make you dodging, you're sprinting, you're picking up resources, attacking, throwing weapons, sprinting, attacking on buggy, all kind of problematic. And especially on low-end hardware PCs, pretty much the bad latency or the FPS values. And then this affects everyone in that session regardless, even if someone's playing on a bigger or better PC. So they did add some of these fixes to the last update we got, but it does look like they are going to be improving that again in future. Problems with the game freezing, especially in multiplayer sessions, that effectively was causing a memory leak. And if you're really frustrated with your inventory basically crashing your game, obviously they know about it, and the thing that's causing it the most is opening and closing the storage multiple times, and especially depending on how much gear is inside. I've had this a few times, and yeah, it's frustrating. I must have spent about, I don't know, 25 minutes sorting out all my chests because I'm terrible. And then of course it crashed and it rolled back about 20 minutes of that. Closing storage by using take all options seems to accelerate the process. So yeah, hopefully that's fixed next one. There were some issues with logging into multiplayer, but it does look like it's been fixed on live. So that means that should have been resolved actually. Anything with the green mark should be meaning it's fixed. And then it's just a repeat of some of the other fixes they've already mentioned are going to be fixed, like running away from orc waves. And still trying to work out what's going on with some of the milk molar stashes, and I know some of the candy stashes, some of you guys are still reporting there's some issues. Seems to be riding your buggy might cause problems, so if it's crashing, that could be why. No fix in sight for that one just yet, but they're investigating it. Okay, progression. Pebblet Foundation needs to be purchased again after save and load. Yep, I've wasted a bunch of raw science, I'm sure you guys have. Stop buying it. You don't need to, you can go ahead and just make foundations. That will be fixed in the next patch. Some people are complaining they've not actually had a chance to fight a certain boss, maybe late in the game, more than once. Effectively, the scab scanner opens the door to allow you this boss fight, just won't work. This has been something to do with the animations of the doors getting permanently stuck. It's pretty minor, there's only 9 reports of it here, but some players are still stuck on the tutorial area. Like if that's the case, they must have refunded the game by now. And some people still complaining about the mixers not being actually completed, even though they've defeated all the enemies. Effectively, some waves won't arrive. And the way that ended up being triggered was players starting a new game, progressing until tutorial is completed, go direct to all 4 antennas and stashes to unlock the mixer quest, complete the mixer event, continue progressing through the main quest until the spike traps can be crafted, and then when the orc wave triggers, observe that no enemies spawn and the objective to defeat them cannot be completed. I don't know how some of you guys were literally just running past these very beginner quests and stuff, immediately going to try and start the mixer. In fact, I don't think you can even start the mixer until you've gone and completed all 4 antennas. But whatever, it's fixed in future. not being able to repair stuff like your buildings when standing next to stuff. So when you're standing near a full HP building and trying to repair another that's behind the first one, the button won't fill up while you're not repairing the actual building. No fix for that yet, but it is investigated. And still same issues that have been here for a while now. Things like clover leaves falling through the floor. Some of you guys have been reporting more about weapons, especially spears, going into the floor and maybe trying to aim at berries, and the berries just basically eat your spear, or they go through and then you can't find it. And the game repair with your backpack may be still a bit problematic, although I definitely feel like it's improved. I'm not seeing as many comments from you guys saying it's still buggy. If you can't see your bag, if it's under the ground, just save and load up the game and hopefully it will be there. Likewise, if your buggy gets stuck, just go ahead and call your buggy again and hopefully that gets fixed with better improvements in the coming update. Issue with buggies having collision with looted creature corpses and basically being stuck amongst a sea of bug parts. Usually when you fight multiple enemies, there's quite a few instances of that. So I know about it, but not fixed yet. Issues with building parts snapping to underground, so it's not working as intended. They know about that one. People still having problems, it's almost a joke one, about some snail shells blocking entrances. I've told you guys before, just use the bounce webs to get rid of them. And they'll work around at the moment, although it is going to be fixed in future. Please try to avoid killing snails near or in anthills. And speaking of losing gear, there is a bug and it should be fixed soon, that when you dismount with two-handed weapons while mounted on a buggy and holding a torch combines both items when dismounting from the buggy, which causes two-handed weapons to disappear from inventory when using the Omni tool. Yep, that's happened to me twice now. My Mantis blade I crafted, but more upsetting, my Orc bow. This is why we need more ways to get these special Orc weapons, Obsidian. Stop fucking about and give us a way to dupe them. The super duper would be fine about now. Just make it only tier 1 stuff, or only tier 2, I guess, since technically the Orc weapons are tier 2. Or the simplest answer, just allow us to craft them. But we need to add some Orc receivers to the basic recipe, because that's what a lot of these weapons are. Admittedly, the pinch racker might be a bit more of an issue. Can't lie, I was pretty annoyed when it happened to me with my bow. It's not even because the bow's amazing, it's just because I just want my one individual items to stay in my game. This one I've had as well, where you jump off your buggy or you try and equip your weapon, but you go close to a grass piece, you try and harvest it, and all of a sudden your Omni tool is just out all the time. It's kind of funny, you can actually use it as a weapon, although it did get me killed by a bee. So this usually should only happen when you've got a two-handed weapon, and then you go ahead to harvest something. It removes the equipped weapon, but then also when you're equipping a torch beforehand, it can happen too. It's fixed in future. Wolf spiders having more legs. Yep, it's still an issue, but it should be fixed in a future patch. Something they're investigating is sometimes when your buggy's inventory is opened through storage container, it has 10 additional slots that can delete items on a sign. So if you're wondering where certain resources are going, that could be it. I'm pretty sure that's the reason that so many people are able to dupe things at the moment. No real fix for that listed just yet. Likewise, no weapons falling through the mesh in the snack bar, also not been fixed just yet. Again, that seems to be problem wide. Like I said, it's happening near the berries as too. Backpacks not being dropped by buggies on woe mode. That's been investigated. Creatures not appearing with textures. That's been fixed. Client gets stuck in revive animations. That's been investigated. Pouch with multiple items can disappear if hit. Quick charge bonus from grub armor set disappears after switching a weapon. And players can lose shield if 2 are equipped and die. So they're all being investigated, not fixed just yet. Yes, everyone and their mum is reporting that water droplets are staying on the grass. What's the matter with you people? Can't you just jump? It's been investigated. I reckon that will be fixed relatively soon. And yes, backpacks falling out of bounds, not under the mesh, but actually across the map. That should be fixed in an upcoming patch. Tears or holes in terrain, that looks like that's ongoing. They did seem to patch quite a lot of that, and it's harder to actually get out of the map now, but it's still possible. Resources flickering for clients, that's under investigation but not fixed yet. Foliage can grow through floors and foundations. Again, I call out lies, or no one's reporting it enough, because so many of you are commenting. If players build any type of floor foundation on grown foliage, then destroy the foliage but leave the trunk intact, the foliage will regrow through the floor or foundation. So that's not meant to be happening. You're meant to leave the trunk intact, then hopefully it doesn't regrow. It does list that as being fixed in future patch. Again, dropped resource stacks still falling under the floor. This is to do with crude, web, clover, sprig and plant fibre. I did have it happen to me with some arrows, but maybe that was a slightly different issue. That's not been fixed just yet. Brittle marble being looted in the Queen's Chamber, that's going to be fixed in future. Red ants spawning in the ground, that is being investigated. Likewise, spears stuck in creatures might fall out of the world, so it's not just the blueberries that are swallowing your spears. Throwables can clip through walls, and debug text visible in the air. That should be fixed, maybe, but not just yet. Still some issues with sorting stuff in your storage chest not working correctly. No buggy keybind options are in the game still. Omnitool and Interact use cannot be rebinded to the same key. That has been fixed in a future patch. Players' mutation loadouts are being reset on load if they had 4 mutations activated. That's been fixed in future patch. Movement bound to Z key is not working during building. That's under investigation. Debug string in Ranger Quest, will it grind? I think it just means it's got a bad kind of writing in it, reading code or whatever. That's going to be fixed. Changing the Omnitool keybind in settings does not update the UI prompt for repair. Fog of War reappears for client after save load. And some of these are really minor. I'm not saying all of these are like massive. Wolf Spider default model is visible in Creature Card tab with Arachnophobia set to level 4 to 5. And game is silent when sample rate is above 192 kHz. So all of them haven't been fixed just yet. So the last update was really chunky and it had a bunch more stuff that wasn't listed or I saw people necessarily talking about as much, but clearly was a problem. But yeah, the last one was on August the 6th. This update maybe arrives, I guess, maybe on the 26th of August. Still 20 days people have been playing with kind of some big deal issues. I'm definitely maintaining, and I don't know if I've said this out in a video, but certainly in live, really do feel like Grounded was released just a bit too early. I'm not being hyperbolic. I'm not being hyperbole by saying, oh no, it's unfinished or it's bad. I'm just saying there's definitely a feeling that Axel update should have been included with the main launch. It hasn't really made much sense to me why they didn't have the big, large boss creature that would have got everyone just sort of flipping their minds to be part of this. Alongside all this stuff and almost last minute nature, alongside all of this stuff that probably just needed a little bit more time to test. Obsidian might be fearing for their lives because Papa Microsoft is coming for everyone with a cleaver to get rid of studios and cut jobs. And all Obsidian have done great. They probably still need to make sure they're ahead of the curve. I don't think it's a good excuse and I could be totally wrong chatting out my arse. It does feel like, yeah, slightly Grounded 2 was released just a little bit too early. As I said it last time, if it had all of the fixes that the last update gave us, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have had a negative review score on Steam for a while, even if that has gone up to a lot better now at like 78 or 79%. As soon as this patch goes live, I'll be there first to go through all the patch notes. But I thought it was important to let you guys know right now, something's happening, there is stuff going on. Until next time, RATBAGGERS, laters.